In the previous spoiler, it was mentioned that Luo Feng's counterattack not only allowed him to escape successfully but also swept away a highly valuable formation-based spaceship belonging to Zvika. However, just as he was returning to the military camp base, a mysterious summons that penetrated deep into his cells suddenly struck, forcing him to change his original plan. In fact, the summons originated from another metal plate which similar to the one Luo Feng obtained on Earth, whose contents perfectly complement the cultivation methods of the second stage of the Nine Calamities secret tome. If Luo Feng could fully master it, his life gene level would leap again, bringing a qualitative leap in his strength. Unfortunately, rashly acting without any information about the other party could easily plunge him back into the passive predicament he faced during the battle with Zvika. Ultimately, after Babata's counsel and calm analysis, Luo Feng decided to temporarily give up the treasure hunt and return to the military camp base as planned, prioritizing dealing with the automaton spaceship and the vast number of automaton puppets, converting all the acquired wealth into his own strength. After all, the summons penetrating his cells could neither be concealed nor erased. As long as the other party remained active within the main continent, no matter how deeply hidden or where they were, Luo Feng could lock onto them with this summons. It's worth mentioning that strong powerhouses who train in extraterritorial battlefield, as long as they are not dead, often fight within the same region for hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of years. Moreover, the main continent's maximum diameter is comparable to that of the solar system, and even crossing it by spaceship takes years. Therefore, there was absolutely no need for him to rush and put himself in a situation of utter peril. Back at the military camp base, as a free soldier possessing King Immortal level combat power, Luo Feng was granted a small island as his private territory. Such treatment was typically only granted to those who reached the peak Marquis Immortal or even King Immortal level. With this territory, he had no worries about outside interference and could focus on studying the spoils he had seized from Zvika. Just as he expected, the G-class automaton puppet, paralyzed due to core damage under the combined attack of Irina leading a million Zerg warriors, actually carried a world ring containing a full 1 million intact F9 class automaton puppets. While the price of a single F9 class puppet was not too high for Luo Feng, the sheer quantity of 1 million, combined with the hundreds of thousands previously captured by the Golden Horned Beast in battle, pushed the total value beyond 1 billion mixed yuan units. Unfortunately, each automaton puppet was equipped with a self-destruct program, and Babata's current hacking ability was insufficient to bypass it. This prevented Luo Feng from using these puppets directly, leaving him no choice but to sell them. After all, the Virtual Universe Company, as the pinnacle of human technology, naturally possessed the ability to easily crack these programs. However, Luo Feng's greatest gain from this battle was a special instrument used by Zvika for troop deployment and formation arrangements, accounting for more than 60% of all the spoils value. It should be noted that Zvika's master was a Universe Venerable level automaton being, and this device was personally crafted by him to enhance Zvika's survival abilities on extraterritorial battlefield. Therefore, its technological sophistication was beyond imagination. To more accurately assess the spoils' value, Luo Feng first scanned them one by one with his detector, imported the data into the virtual universe for simulation, and then requested an appraisal from a manager at the Virtual Universe Company's acquisition headquarters. Although Luo Feng was a direct disciple of the Primal Chaos City leader and held a respectable position within the company, the manager did not drastically undervalue or exploit him, but instead offered a price slightly higher than the typical level for a King Immortal. This was already a great favor to Luo Feng. Still, business was business. Luo Feng understood they needed to earn profits from resale. The Virtual Universe Company invested vast resources over time to cultivate geniuses, and without a stable source of revenue, no faction could bear such costs. Therefore, after grasping the approximate value of the spoils, Luo Feng did not sell directly to the company but immediately contacted his teacher, King Jinyan, to have him handle the sale within the Hong Alliance. In the world of the strong, reputation and gains are highly valued, often pursued with great care. The spoils Luo Feng gathered this time were worth almost the entire fortune of an ordinary King Immortal. As his teacher, King Jinyan naturally felt honored and was more than willing to help Luo Feng negotiate and resell the items. If the Primal Chaos City leader himself appeared, it would seem mismatched with the level of the spoils, losing the appropriate status alignment. Therefore, seeking help from King Jinyan was undoubtedly more suitable. In the end, King Jinyan secured a deal price for Luo Feng that exceeded the Virtual Universe Company manager's offer by 1.5 billion mixed yuan units. To exchange the funds for greater value, Luo Feng did not hesitate to convert all his wealth into points. After all, Purchasing with points not only made it easier to obtain rare items but also allowed him to enjoy a 40% discount thanks to his identity as a core world master of the primordial void space. Furthermore, as a direct disciple of the primal Chaos City leader, he had special permission to buy some restricted level items. Other core world masters in the primordial void space could not access the top-tier detectors Luo Feng sought. This was because, firstly, high-end tech items were scarce and had to be prioritized for stronger powerhouses. Secondly, these items were extremely expensive, and those world masters neither had enough points nor the qualification to browse them. With his experience from extraterritorial battlefields and over 1,000 years of combat, Luo Feng decisively spent more than half his points to purchase detectors that even many King Immortals would hesitate to buy. At the same time, he spent a large amount of points collecting rare materials sufficient to give Mo Yunvine a 50% chance to evolve into an immortal, and also bought a Fire God Origin crystal capable of killing a high-level King Immortal. After this round of procurement, Luo Feng's points balance was slashed by at least 95%. The transaction not only brought Luo Feng a massive fund, enabling him to complete multiple upgrades that would improve his future efficiency and survival chances on the battlefield, but also unexpectedly informed him of an upcoming auction of Blood River crystals within the Hom Alliance. Along the way, he also learned some key information about the Blood River crystals from King Jinyan. Although Luo Feng was temporarily not qualified to join the Hom Alliance and could not participate in the auction, carrying nearly 10,000 Blood River crystals, he had no need to attend in person. After obtaining this information, he immediately left the virtual universe and began attempting to fuse the Blood River crystals again. After cultivating the 9 Calamities secret tome and advancing to the World Master level, his human body's physical quality underwent a qualitative transformation, allowing him to fuse an additional 5 Blood River crystals. Unfortunately, the total number fused still did not reach 10, so when activating the power of the Blood River crystals, his life gene level could not leap again, nor could his compatibility with the universe's origin improve further. Nonetheless, the overall strength of his human body still increased by about 40%. In contrast, although the Golden Horned Beast fused an additional 65 Blood River crystals, its overall combat power only rose by about 10%. Of course, even this 10% increase far surpassed the human body's power ratio, since the Golden Horned Beast was naturally 10 times stronger than a human. With the Golden Horned Beast's current physical quality comparable to that of a Marquis Immortal, it could have fused even more Blood River crystals. Unfortunately, the accumulated impact of the killing willpower brought by the Blood River crystals exceeded the limit of Luo Feng's current willpower, making further fusion impossible. After successfully fusing the Blood River crystals and receiving the ordered supplies, Luo Feng set out again toward the universe transit point on the main continent. Meanwhile, following the steps of the Optimum Plan, he instructed Mo Yunvine to sequentially devour the large amount of previously purchased materials. Although this was the best plan, the actual success rate was only 50%. After all, breaking through constraints and achieving immortality by absorbing similar to potions rather than directly comprehending original laws consumed enormous resources, and success probabilities could not keep pace with investment, especially for a highly advanced and powerful plant life like Mo Yunvine. Fortunately, after several days of agonizing transformation, Mo Yunvine finally successfully connected with the universe's origin consciousness. It is worth mentioning that generally, when plant life breaks through to immortality, it usually masters the complete original law of wood, and its divine body is forged from wood-type immortal power. For a plant like Mo Yunvine, which possesses extremely strong self-healing and regenerative abilities, the original law of wood further enhances its self-healing capabilities. Therefore, even though Mo Yunvine's immortal breakthrough only reached the peak Marquis Immortal level, its formidable divine body was comparable to a lower-ranked King Immortal human. When facing a high-level King Immortal, it could still persistently entangle and fight, far surpassing the star-eating grass of the 100-vine level. After arriving at the universe transit point, Luo Feng first selected a hidden and secluded location to place the spatial ring containing the star-eating grass's immortal mark, using it as the coordinate for the Divine Kingdom teleportation. Then, he used the star-eating grass's Divine Kingdom teleportation to return to the human territory and chose a remote and desolate area for Mo Yunvine to construct a Divine Kingdom. After all, the Divine Kingdom is the foundation for an immortal strength. Once lost, even if one barely survives, further breakthroughs become impossible. After finding a suitable site, Luo Feng flew at high speed with his physical body. Once reaching the speed of light, he entered the dark universe. Only after confirming that there were no life-bearing planets within 100,000 light-years around did he tear open space and enter a spatial interlayer, allowing Immortal to select a space fragment suitable for constructing the Divine Kingdom. Although called space fragments, some of these were over tens of millions of kilometers in size. Therefore, ordinary world masters could never set foot in these spatial interlayers suitable for building divine kingdoms. Being struck by or accidentally colliding with these fragments would pulverize even a world master. Luo Feng was different. Because he cultivated the 9 Calamities secret tome, his life gene level was several times higher than that of an ordinary world master, so his physical quality was naturally much stronger. Coupled with the dual protection of Immortal armor and soldier-grade armor, he could freely fly within the spatial interlayers of the Divine Kingdom. Of course, with Luo Feng's current strength, he still could not and dared not venture deep into the spatial interlayer. It should be known that near the outskirts of the original universe, spatial fragments can reach hundreds of millions of kilometers in size and move at high speeds within universe torrents. Even universe venerables would instantly perish and turn to nothingness if they accidentally collided with one. An immortal capable of constructing a divine kingdom in such a torrent of spatial fragments not only greatly enhances the secrecy and security of their divine kingdom but also indirectly demonstrates their strength. In fact, based on Luo Feng's achievements in original law cultivation, he could comprehend the complete original law of metal in just a short time. However, since he had not yet decided on a third clone, Luo Feng dared not lightly comprehend the original law of metal. The reason was that once he broke through to immortality and lost the inner world, the golden horned beast would no longer be able to nurture new clones. After Immortal successfully constructed the Divine Kingdom, Luo Feng used the star-eating grass's Divine Kingdom teleportation to return to the previously left teleportation coordinates in the extraterritorial battlefield. Back in the extraterritorial battlefield, only several billion kilometers away, the intense summons came again, making every cell in Luo Feng's body surge with excitement. After months of flying, Babata finally locked onto the target Luo Feng had been searching for through the detector. This time, Luo Feng was equipped with a more advanced detector, gaining the initiative and controlling the battle's momentum. From the detected images, Luo Feng confirmed the other party's race from the memories of the golden horned beast, and through his network, found out that the opponent belonged to the demon race faction, not the automaton race faction. As long as the opponent was not from the automaton race faction, Luo Feng's risk in acting would greatly decrease. Don't forget, Zvika was still offering a bounty for the coordinates of King Silver Wing. If the golden horned beast struck at a strong opponent from the automaton race faction, Zvika would rush over at all costs. As long as the opponent wasn't from the automaton race faction, Luo Feng could safely deploy golden horned beast. Although the alien Immortal's large detector was far inferior to Luo Feng's high-end device and unable to locate him, the alien Immortal possessed a very advanced small detector. When Luo Feng used the large detector to scan, the alien Immortal's small detector was already alerted. So, the alien Immortal immediately coordinated with his servants via telepathic communication, using verbal deception to mislead Luo Feng into believing the alien Immortal possessed high-tier King Immortal level combat power. This greatly reduced the chances of Luo Feng making a move. After all, even if the opponent had peak-tier King Immortal strength and could easily defeat the alien Immortal, truly killing him would require sacrificing part of their divine body. Moreover, if a high-tier King Immortal was driven to desperation and chose self-destruction, even a peak-tier King Immortal would suffer severe injuries. Seeing Luo Feng remained unmoved and still locked onto his position, the alien Immortal once again attempted verbal deception, trying to intimidate Luo Feng into voluntarily giving up. However, the more lies told, the more flaws they reveal, which only strengthen Luo Feng's resolve to take action and defeat the alien Immortal. Luo Feng first shut down the large detector to interfere with the opponent's judgment, then quietly closed in. After all, no one expected that Luo Feng could rely on the summoning sensation to easily sense and lock onto the target, even if the opponent quietly changed position. Without hesitation, Luo Feng ordered Irina to command 1,000,000 King-class Zerg warriors to launch a powerful energy bombardment at the target. Although the alien Immortal's plant-type auxiliary lifeform sensed the attack from about 10,000 miles away through its law domain, at that distance the energy struck so quickly that it had no time to react, causing it to lose more than half of its divine body in an instant. Protected by both the marquee Immortal-level plant-type auxiliary lifeform and the F9 grade spaceship, the alien Immortal ultimately survived the 1,000,000 Zerg warriors' energy bombardment. Judging by the attack's power, the alien quickly identified the attacker as the Zerg Queen's command and immediately unleashed immortal divine power in all directions. It is well known that the Zerg Queen's greatest weakness is her fragile body. Any immortal-level attack can easily slay a World Master-level Zerg Queen. Luo Feng was well aware of this. Therefore, after Irina's attack was complete, Luo Feng immediately retracted her into his inner world and switched to his golden horned beast's body, rushing toward the alien with extreme speed. The opponent, a peak-tier marquee immortal who mastered the original law of time, controlled the time flow in a small area, limiting the golden horned beast's combat power. Fortunately, after long battles arranged by the primal Chaos City leader against powerful enemies, Luo Feng had learned how to counter time law poorhouses. With the boost from the Wu wings, the golden horned beast's speed instantly soared to its limit, making it difficult for the alien immortal to lock onto the target and thus unable to accurately use time techniques to control the time flow around the golden horned beast. To precisely lock onto the golden horned beast, the alien was forced to command his servants to fully restrain it. However, the golden horned beast was too fast, and the servant's spiritual weapons could not reach it. Instead, when Luo Feng used his secret technique, the destructive aura carried by the Wu wings instantly killed one servant. That a single strike could kill a high-tier marquee immortal shows the King's silver wing had reached peak-tier king immortal combat strength. Seeing the vast disparity in strength, the alien immortal completely lost the will to resist and could only flee with all its might. As the golden horned beast closed in, the alien immortal seized the opportunity to instantly activate time pause, buying itself a chance to escape. After all, no one expected a peak-tier marquee immortal to master the strongest divine ability among the three profound secrets of the original law of time. Luo Feng, having no foundation of the original law of time, could only rely on his strong will to drive the golden horned beast to unleash immense power and break free from the time pause's restraint. Once freed, the golden horned beast immediately gave full-speed chase to the fleeing alien immortal. Unfortunately, during the time the golden horned beast was restrained, the alien immortal rapidly accelerated, reaching the maximum speed a strong cultivator can achieve when flying in the main continent. It should be noted that the air on the main continent contains many impurities, causing huge spatial resistance, making it impossible for any powerhouses to break through this limit and reach the speed of light. Even though the golden horned beast was enhanced by the Wu wings, significantly boosting its speed and combat power, under these environmental constraints it still could not reach light speed and could only fly at near-light subliminal speeds. Therefore, unless the pursuer masters instantaneous teleportation, it is absolutely impossible to catch up to the target flying straight ahead at the same speed from behind. So, how will Luo Feng respond to break this passive and awkward situation? Or will he choose to abandon the target? Please allow me to share this in the next spoiler, stay tuned. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching this video. Wish you a wonderful day.